Oh, we've been on a commercial break. 10:36 right here on this 22nd day of March with John and Kevin in the Veterans Golf Association. How are you guys doing today?
Good. Doing great. How are you?
Dry.
Yeah.
Dry. I haven't had to leave the studio today. Misting a little bit?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think it's still good enough to play golf outside.
There, there you go.
As long as it's not a steady rain, we'll be all right.
And then head down the road for a celebration afterwards, you know?
Yeah.
Celebrate
Well,
the game.
You got it. Yeah, when you're in Alton, you got to go to Fast Eddie's, right?
That's right. And, man, the Veterans Golf Association, I've been learning more and more about with, John, your posts on Facebook. If you guys could, give us a little overview of what the VGA is all about.
Yeah. So the Veterans Golf Association is it's a tour, a golf tour set up for veterans, active duty service members, and their families. So it's a spot for all of us to basically be with people who have gone through the same stuff we've gone through. It gives us a chance to experience the camaraderie and the brother and sisterhood that we had while we were in the military. So it's a little different from the other tours we have around here. We're kind of more laid back. We care for each other. We travel to different tournaments together, and overall, it is still competitive, but we do have a lot of fun, and we make sure that we pick up our fellow brothers and sisters too. So it's a great way to kind of experience that camaraderie, but also a little bit of therapy through the game of golf.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing I saw just going through the VGA website, I'm on vgagolf.org if you want to follow along at home. 14,000 plus members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And how does it feel? I mean, for you guys to be a part of this really a large network of individuals that all kind of have that same journey in life.
Right. Well, it's a lot bigger in like the Chicago, Kansas City area. Kevin and I are kind of the first two to really bring it to the St. Louis metro area. So I think it's going to be really, really awesome. It's going to grow exponentially in this area, but it's just getting the word out there.
And has that just been the most difficult part, is just spreading that message as much as you can?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why we were really excited to come on your show, because for me, the VGA, I knew nothing about it 2 years ago.
Really?
And I was watching this YouTube, one of the YouTube channels I watched, Scratch Golf. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of it, but they did an episode out in Hawaii with the VGA, and I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm gonna have to go, try to find out what I can. And so the nearest tournament to me was in Indiana. It was in Indianapolis. So, thankfully my wife supports my hobbies, and she knows what golf is for me and how I use it to kind of clear my head. So we drove out there, and it was about this time of the year, and my first tournament was 20 degrees outside, and there was still 30 people showed up. And they told us we couldn't play out of the bunkers because not only did they have water in them, but they were frozen. So I slept in my car that first night because I was like, I'm an old Army guy, right?
Right.
So I was like, yeah, this is nothing for me. And our air mattress popped, and I got a bigger car. I got a SUV. So our air mattress popped. We didn't really sleep that long, and it was exciting. I shot like a 102, which is hilarious for me because I'm usually in the 80s. So I, after talking with David Leake out there, he's the Indiana state director. He pointed me on to the Missouri side of things. So I talked to Missouri side, which is Joe Eccleton, and then Illinois, which is Lance.
Yeah, it's now Lance. Yep.
So I talked to those two guys, and they were really excited about building up here in St. Louis. So Wick and I, that's our main job here. Is we have such a huge surplus of vets with Jefferson Barracks and Scott Air Force Base and everything, and it's something that we really want to grow around here. So just we can all get together, have fun, and see who's the best at golf.
No pickaxe needed for the bunkers here yet,
Yeah.
Well, and you were saying 102 for me. I'm like, that's a pretty damn good score, Well, for me.
I was a little embarrassed, and then so that being my first tournament, all the way up to the regional championships in Purdue, Indiana, I realized that I was missing something, and I'm a hockey guy. Like I played baseball in college. I went to Everettsville, so don't hold that against me.
I do.
So
I don't know. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm never invited again. So, having all that the teamsmanship, all that stuff, and then joining the Army, like, I was searching for that. And I got out, and I kind of felt lost there for a while, and doing the whole thing, and having the VGA there for me to meet other people, even you guys from Alton and stuff. But no, but we have another guy down south, Lowell. So it's all over. You meet people from I've played in tournaments in Nevada this past year, Hawaii, Kansas, Missouri, Indiana. So I love it, and I can't get any more of it, and I can't get enough. So
absolutely, and let's circle back to that in just a couple of minutes here. But John, do you have a similar experience with the VGA? How did you become involved?
Just I just noticed that it wasn't in our area. My story is a little bit different. Yeah, I was a veteran. 10 years went by before I even really got steady into golf, but we experienced some different tragedies in our lives, and then that kind of drove me into golf. And then building on top of that, I found the VGA, and we didn't have anything in this area, so we kind of put together a tournament this fall at Spencer T. Immediately following that tournament, I had these guys reach out to me, and I formed friendships through that one tournament that that were just unbelievable. And once you form those friendships, you realize, what was I doing without this?
Yeah,
right on.
So, and this is a national thing. I mean,
this is a big organization. And I mean, how does it? I mean, just kind of a simple question. I mean, it's got to feel really cool to represent the greater St. Louis area for a national organization.
Oh, it really does. If you think about it, of all of our regions, and we all come together at the end of the year to play a national championship. But when we went to when I won the Kansas Missouri State, when we went to regionals, I'll never forget it. It was about 5 a.m. It was foggy in the middle of it was in Purdue University's campus. And there was about 100 plus of us standing around, and it honestly felt like we were about to take a PT test. and you had that nervousness, and you look around, and we took a team picture with Missouri, Illinois took a team picture, and you feel like this sense of pride, knowing that you're up there with some of the best states we have out there, Texas. Yeah, and even Florida and places you get to play all year round.
Well,
so.
and on top of that too, you just hit on a great point. And someone like me doesn't have any idea of what that feeling is, a camaraderie, to find a group of folks that you guys really all connect with and share similar interests, similar backgrounds. And to me, there's not a lot of organizations really out there for that exact purpose, with that passion for golf. And this is really, really important. What are you guys feeling heading into this year? You guys have some tournaments going on next weekend. Do you want to take us through those?
Those are Kevin's tournaments, so he'll.
Yeah, so we basically have our kickoff this upcoming weekend. Now, Saturday's at Innsbruck.
Okay.
It's out. It's a resort style course just west of where actually I live now in O'Fallon, Missouri.
Oh, great location.
So it's a great course. Right now we have around 30 or so people signed up for it, but it's our kickoff of the season. It's a tough course, but we're gonna have fun. And then on Sunday we rescheduled our tournament last Saturday, which it was like 19 degrees outside.
Yeah.
So we rescheduled that one to this Sunday. That's at Tapawingo National. And if you've never played there before, that course is tough. But the good thing about it is it's tough for everybody.
Yeah.
And there's those two courses, pretty much give you what the St. Louis side of the area has to offer. They're both very tough, and it should be fun. It depends on how you shoot, I guess.
Yeah.
Not very well if you're me. Ask John. I got a wicked slice, man.
Oh, we all do.
Yeah, it happens.
We all do. If you played baseball at all in your life, that's the hardest thing.
Well, I tell people all the time, I sent out a press release to St. Louis to MoDOT. I said, I'm getting ready to play golf. Watch out on 270, And with that being said, so you got something that really is fascinating to me, this national tournament. Can you take us through how that looks and how that structure is for the season?
Yeah, sure. So the national championship, it's a culmination, right? So every state that has enough members, which is almost near all of them, now will hold its own state championship.
Okay.
And so we have multiple flights. We have a veteran flights A through D. So, even if you are a scratch golfer compared to a high handicapper, we don't discriminate. You can come out and you can compete. And,
Really cool.
Just
and you can
starting out.
compete.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what's really fun about that is as long as you play in at least 3 tournaments throughout the year, you can qualify for your state championship. And if you win that state championship, then you move on to the regional championship. So not only are those 4 veteran flights, they have state champions, but we also have family flights. We also have wounded warrior flights. Wow. And so it's like one of my new friends from Illinois, Eden Puente. I don't know if you've met him yet, but he's in the wounded warrior flight, and he actually won the national championship for wounded warrior D flight. And so as you progress and you win your state championship, then you get to go to regionals. So we have 4 regions. So if you win your regional championships, for instance, ours was last year and will be this year at Purdue University's golf course, then you move on to the national championship. And the national championship is the VGA's way of giving you a near PGA experience. So it'll be a multiple day tournament with events before, during, and after, dinners and galas and everything. And last year's was at Doral down in Miami.
Wow.
And even though that when they had it, it was during a hurricane.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the hurricane.
Oh God, it's like Caddyshack.
Yeah.
You hold the 7-iron up,
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you hold a 1-iron up, not even God can hit it. That's what they say. So, but so they had a national championship down there, and unfortunately I didn't make it. I think I finished about 6th or 7th in veteran C flight, but that's my goal this year. But the national championship's like that final stage, and the winners of the national championship get to go and actually get to check out Augusta. So,
oh wow!
So there's and you get your own bag and has your name on it, and you get apparel, and so you feel that you get to take in that PGA experience.
Well, what I love about this, just listening to for the last couple of minutes, is the fact that it's really for everybody. It's for the the individuals that really have that talent of being a really good golfer, and the people that just want to get out and enjoy the game. I mean, there's really something for everybody here.
Oh yeah.
And John, let me ask you this, because I've seen that you've done some stuff with the social media pages. Have you seen the engagement picking up the last couple of months with this?
Yeah, actually, we kind of went out on a limb and started a non-VGA associated Veterans St. Louis Facebook page for veteran golfers of St. Louis. And, we're just trying to we're not only trying to build on the VGA, we're trying to build on veterans as a whole in the St. Louis area. The VGA is definitely a component, and we're trying to boost that because we believe in it wholeheartedly. But yes, we have seen just a huge engagement socially throughout the area. Throughout the this type of stuff. So
that is incredible. I mean, it's really great. Now, what are your guys' goals with this in the next couple of years? Do you have anything on a timeline for you?
Oh yeah. The more members we get and the more sponsors we can recruit, the more tournaments we can have. Now, sponsors aren't a huge deal because the tournaments will take care of themselves with the more members we have. But as of now, this year we have Illinois State Championship is in Springfield. The Missouri State Championship is in St. Charles. So that's huge because we've never had anything like that in the St. Louis area.
Wow.
We have, I think, 8 tournaments in this area this season. Hopefully next season we'll be able to boost that up quite a bit. But, once again, the more members we get, the more participants we get, the better we can promote this to certain golf courses and get those spots at those golf courses.
Yeah, like John said earlier, we're trying to build up this area. So for him and in Illinois, all the tournaments last year, with the majority, with a couple of exceptions, we're all up in Chicago.
Right.
For my state, they're normally around Kansas City and Lake of the Ozarks, which isn't a bad place to play golf. I'm not complaining, but it's kind of difficult for me, coming from St. Louis, where either I'm driving to Chicago, Indianapolis, or KC. So we're trying to build it up here, and through the different Facebook pages, utilizing the VGA, for myself, my personal goal is to, if the sport of golf and veterans as a whole can just keep one of our brothers or sisters from doing the unthinkable, then that's ultimately what the goal is.
Right.
And when it comes down to it, that if we have 100 tournaments or 10, as long as our members are safe, our friends are safe, and they know that they can come to us and talk about stuff. Golf kind of gives you, it kind of breaks the ice, because it's hard for everybody.
Yeah.
It's not easy. So if we're all dealing with something that's equally hard together, it kind of brings us back to those long patrols in Afghanistan
Right.
or Iraq,
Right.
or for our older members or our more experienced members, if you will, Vietnam,
Yeah.
or all over. So it's a way that we can all basically come together and be each other's keeper, basically.
Absolutely. And I could talk to you guys all day long, but we're running a little tight on time. What's the best way for the public? Maybe we have a lot of businesses that watch this show. If they want to support the mission, help raise some awareness, what's the best way to reach out to you two?
Right. Well, we have we have emails, we have Facebook pages. If you want to reach out directly to me, I will put my phone number on the air for you guys, 618-960-5975. I only have telemarketers calling me anyway, so they won't bother me.
That's true, man.
But both of our emails are, mine is john.wickenhauser@vgagolf.org. And Kevin?
Yeah, mine's a little bit easier to spell. It's kevin.sullivan at vgagolf.org. And, Wick, that's a big thing, putting your number out in the air.
It was. That's good for you.
I'm not, well, my name is hard to spell.
Yeah.
So I just, I accept the possibilities there, but there's also Facebook. There's now a Veterans Golf Facebook page.
Yeah, it's the Veterans Metro Golfers. So
Okay.
Yeah, that's
And we'll link that Facebook page on the on-demand. And we probably shouldn't have had to give your number out like that. That's okay.
Hey, everyone, just forget.
I'm not worried about it.
The non-VGA Facebook page is we understand that's like what you said earlier. Some people might not be willing to play their first golf tournament. We have some really good other golf tours in the area that you win money. Well, the VGA we're not making any money off of this.
Right.
I'm not doing it for money.
No.
So I want those people maybe listening where they had a local course where they're holding a big tournament and they're going, oh well, it's $100 to get in and I may win 5,000, but I'm not any good, right? We're not. That's not our spectrum. We're having discounted rates. Come out. We're having fun. And, you can reach us out on Facebook. You can go to vgagolf.org, and you can search for VGA Missouri or VGA Illinois. Both of our state directors are stand-up guys. We're stand-up guys. And I don't have to tell you that. Just come out to the course, and we can prove it. So.
Now, one last question. Who's the better golfer? Really?
Probably him.
Well, it just depends. So my goal and Wick's goal is to move up in the tiers.
Right.
So I started D flight, which is the bottom veteran flight at VGA, and now I moved up to C flight. So honestly, my goal is to get to A flight at some point, and that's where the scratch golfers live.
I say that because he shows up. I'm so busy,
Well, you're a firefighter and you name it. You're got a lot going on. And, that's okay. Whenever we get on the course together, y'all can just beat the hell out of me because I ain't got a snowball's chance,
That's why we have handicaps, So,
That's right.
It's fine. That's what I love about golf is anybody can play and we can all play against each other, so.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for the last 20 minutes or so, and hopefully we can get some folks out to support the Veterans Golf Association and raise even more awareness.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for having us.
10:55 on this 22nd day of March. We'll take a quick break and we'll wrap up this Wednesday in the heart of the Riverbend after this.